This is the brand new METRONET Ranford Road station. Ranford Road Station is the penultimate station on the Thornlie-Cockburn line, located approximately 24 kilometers from Perth via the Thornlie line and 8.5 kilometers from the line's terminus at Cockburn Central. Which is really weird. That's like more than a third of the distance from here to the city, just to the last stop. It's a really big gap with no station in between. Definitely the biggest gap anywhere along the heritage lines where the A series usually run. So, yeah. The station is located in a cutting underneath the Ranford Road Bridge, hence the name, which Ranford Road connects down there past the Livingston Marketplace and connects to Nicholson Road at the intersection, as well as up here to South Street and at the Roe Highway intersection, which South Street then continues straight along here and to Murdoch Station and all the way to Fremantle. This means that the station is located in a very odd position, barely actually serving anyone properly, considering that any routes that people take from here will be much more long-winded than traveling directly to Murdoch via buses, as they always could have. The journey to Perth via Thornlie and Cannington takes approximately 29 minutes, while the journey via Cockburn Central can take as little as 24 minutes, depending on connections. So, especially in peak hours, it's actually faster to travel via Cockburn Central. But even then just taking buses to Murdoch is still going to be the fastest option of all, with almost every route that comes into the station not terminating and continuing along South Street all the way to Murdoch Station. So, really, this station is not in any way making any benefit for people to get to the city. The main purpose here is for people in these suburbs to be able to easily access Cannington, carousel shops, Curtin University via Oat Street, and also going south towards Rockingham and Mandurah, not really connecting to the city, which is very unique because most of Perth's transit network is really focused on getting people to the city, but here, not so much. So that's more the bus's job, which are over here. So the bus interchange is a very unique design, which isn't seen anywhere else. It's actually got 3 lanes, so you've got that main island like any other station would have, but then it's also got this slip roads part, because all of the routes coming down the Ranford Road bus lane, which has actually been extended even further down now to Wharton Road, I think, all the routes coming down here just turn into this slipped road, even though there's actually 3 stands here for school specials and set down. I mean, not set down because all of them have to stop here. So actually, literally just school specials. Completely useless, empty stands there. And this one's for Cockburn bound train replacement. And then only the last 2 stands here actually have routes on them. The routes have been nicely split into 2 separate stands here, with stand 8 being for all the services towards Murdoch TAFE, which are the 5-1X services, as well as the 209 from Maddington Station. And then stand 7 being for all the services to Murdoch University, which is only these 3. Now, there used to be 4, although they've made the frequency of these routes so high. Actually, I think all of these are every 15 minutes on weekdays. Is the 206 every 15 minutes? Oh no, 206 is half an hour, but 207 and 208 are both very long routes from Cannington to Murdoch University, and both are running every 15 minutes on weekdays. So it's a very frequent connection to the university. There's 209 to the TAFE and a 518 to the TAFE right behind as well. It's crazy that this bus station has 11 stands, despite not even being that significant. Like, it's barely got any significance in terms of being a bus station for this area on the very western edge of Canning Vale with almost no residential areas nearby. Just all the routes which are coming through there and going to Murdoch just happen to pass through here, and then they drive through, but barely any of them stop. I mean, barely any of them actually pick up or drop anyone off. So that's those stands there for the routes that are going towards Murdoch, but any routes which are heading the other way do need to turn into the interchange from there and then come down here. So actually on the first day of bus operations here, they put all the stands the wrong way around, and it meant that they had to loop again around, stop at this side and loop again around and then exit. But now luckily they don't have to do that because it's correct. So here we have the 206 and the 209 services to Nicholson Road and Maddington. I'll show you the routes on the map in a moment. It's split a bit more here. The busy 207 and 208 are on the same stand though, which is probably not a great idea, but that's how it is. Stand 2 there, and then all those 5 1X routes on stand 3 to Thornlie and Cockburn and Armadale. Stand 4 is also empty, designated as set down, which is so dumb. This is like the most stupid stand to be set down, because any route coming in, it could set down right there and be at the entrance, but no, because that's used by the through route. So okay, fine, come around then. But then why is it here? This is the furthest from the entrance. It should just be there, back at the front, loop all the way around, and then it can drop you at the entrance. But no, it's done really dumb and put at basically the worst stand possible. And then stand 5 and 6 here serve the only 2 routes which actually do terminate at Ranford Road Station, which is the 204 weekday peak period only industrial special to Nicholson Road Station. Also the only route to only go between the 2 road stations on the Thornlie-Cockburn line. And you can see that timetable there. It's just got 4 services in the morning from here, and what is that, like 6 services in the evening and nothing else, as well as train replacement towards Perth on this side. There's a 207 coming in right now, turning, and finally we have the 73, which goes all the way into the city, replacing the old 75, a little bit of a more direct route than that 75, and upgraded to have hourly frequency on Sundays, unlike the old 75. The only route here to be operated by the Perth Transit, and very long, taking like an hour, more than an hour. I was once in the 75, which took 1 hour and 40 minutes in morning peak on 3001 to get into the city, because the old 75 used to terminate at the old Canning Vale bus depot, which was located just at the end of Bannister Road, which is only less than a kilometer from here. At the end of the road down there, but now it's obviously been moved here, especially since Canning Vale bus depot is now closed and all buses have been moved to Jandakot bus depot. So that's the bus interchange for you, but now let's walk into the train station over here. So all this obviously opened on the 8th of June 2025, along with the rest of the Thornlie-Cockburn line and Inner Armadale line reopening, despite this station having been on the original plans for the Mandurah line in 1999 even. In 1999, yep, 26 years before it actually finally opened. It was already planned to have a station here, which the plans changed in 2002. I've told this story so many times, and then now they didn't start construction on it until 2020, with planned openings in 2021, 2022, 2023, and then fully delayed to mid-2025 when it finally opened. Now, here we have the bike shelter, a very nice big one, although it's completely empty because, again, it's also like really dumb to come here with your bike and then stop and then go on the train unless you're going to like Cannington, as I said, because if you're going to the city, just keep cycling in South Street and go to Murdoch. There is a drink fountain there, a phone booth, toilets as well. Overall, this entrance and everything looks so nice, and the grass there and the tower, it looks pretty good. And then you walk across this bridge, very similar to Nicholson Road with the white and black color scheme, and this one-directional bridge. And then over here is the ticket machine, information point, and Smart Rider hubs. Screen displays up there as well, showing your next services. And again, the same as Nicholson Road Station, you can come over here and get a great view of the platform 1 down here. It literally looks the same. You can't even tell the difference basically if you see that shot. this is so similar. And you walk in, 4 open station smart card processors, again, really cheaping out, terrible decision. Easy place to put closed station smart card processors. And actually advertising about the electric charging they put at new METRONET stations. Oh. I didn't know that. Yeah, this is the first time I've seen an ad about this. When they first introduced this not too long ago, it was like a $22 fare for the day of charging. Now, it says they've changed it, probably because that was so expensive. $4.72, why is it so random? But okay, and then a usage charge of that for every kilowatt, 35 cents for every kilowatt you use. I don't know how much a car uses at all. But hopefully that doesn't amount to the old $22. Probably, definitely not, I think. 2 lifts here as well, just like typical. And then you head down and onto the basic island platform. So again, there's not much on the platform, just like at Nicholson Road. This bit looks really weird because it's so enclosed. Just so much white roof around you. Screen displays, and yeah. In that direction, obviously just one stop over to Cockburn Central, except for when the stadium special on the Mandurah line is running, which can take you all the way to Mandurah. But otherwise, 15-minute frequency all day, every day with the Thornlie-Cockburn line. So down here on the platform, it's really, really quiet most of the time. As I said, this station not very well used. Its projected patronage for 2031 is less than 2,000 people, which is really terrible statistic compared to the numbers at some other stations, which are over triple that at least, especially Murdoch, which Murdoch was the busiest suburban station on the network and probably still is, but I'm wondering if this will actually take away any passengers from it or not. I don't think it'll take too many away. From my experiences, basically everyone just stays on the bus and goes to Murdoch. Like, no one even gets off here. It's dumb, it's so dumb. Like, the train from Murdoch to the city is less than 15 minutes. The train from here is 30. The bus to Murdoch does not take more than 15 minutes. So, plus the frequencies there is better. So it's definitely a better option. And then here is the end of the platform. Very empty.
Platform 2 departs in 2 minutes.
They have some nice landscaping here. It's actually a temporary fence there, which is really weird because you can get right next to the tracks. They definitely need to replace that soon. But it's going to look really nice once all these trees are in here as well. Now, Ranford Road actually has this really unique feature where the platform is an island, but it's actually staggered island, which is the only station on the whole network to have this to this extent. So you see this whole bit here is only got the platform on this side, and this side is all fenced off up to here. So this kind of looks like a mini bay platform, like at Cockburn Central. It could literally fit a 2-car train right here if they put another track. And that's what I thought it'll be. I thought it's some sort of future-proofing, that they'd have like a shuttle from here to Cockburn once there's a connection to Fremantle, so they can still keep that connection and then just run a shuttle one stop with a 2-car train. But nah, that's not gonna happen. If they ever, well, I mean, they will one day. There will be a full-on circle line built from High Wycombe connecting to the Thornlie line, and then from here connecting over to Fremantle. Once that's done, they will run as a full circle, while the connection to Cockburn Central can just be maintained by continuing to run the Thornlie-Cockburn line as it is, and then these stations will have a better frequency as well. So I don't really know the reason they did this staggered platform. If anyone knows, please tell me, because it really does make sense. It could totally fine work as a normal platform. But yeah, that does mean that this platform is now like 200 meters long, which is really weird. Just obviously the end being blocked off. So there is another pair of screen displays here. They usually put 2 at new stations now. In fact, these lifts even, the exit to these lifts is not even in line with the platform towards Cockburn side. See, there's this sign pointing you that it's over there. And there's the display here, which is such a weird spot. There's literally seats here as well. Like, what? So weird. And the information point?
The next train to Perth departs in 10 minutes. The train stops all stations, including Perth Stadium.
which still says including Perth Stadium, even though that it's been a normal station for so long. Yet it doesn't mention that it's like, I mean, obviously you don't have to mention here this via Cannington, but whatever. And then that's the Ranford Road Bridge and the straight tracks all the way down there. But that's it for the platform. Again, not really that significant. They've really made basic platforms here for these stations, but that's fine. In the lift we go, which says Ranford Station on it. Just like the Nicholson Road lift, just says Nicholson Station. Which, okay. But the blue sign on the main road, as of the time of recording where we started the video, it also says Ranford Station, while the Nicholson Road one used to say Nicholson Station. Now it's already been changed to say Nicholson Road Station, so that's a bit weird.
Going up.
What do you mean going up? What? We are the... What? Bro, what is this lift? We already got to the top and it says going up. Okay, so let's get out of here again now. The other thing next to Ranford Road Station is the Ranford or Canning Vale Waste Transfer Station. Yes, there is an entire dump right behind the station here. And there were many complaints in previous years that the station, that this whole area is like really reeks because of the dump very often. But I haven't really smelt anything, so it kind of seems to have been fixed. It's fine, so you can walk around the back here. There's also this PSP which does get you all the way almost to Nicholson Road. I don't think it's fully complete yet, but that is also used as an underpass to get you to the other side of Ranford Road, because without it it's basically impossible to cross if you don't walk down to the traffic light. There's constant traffic, which is actually quite a lot of pedestrians would take the route, because one of the main attractions here at Ranford Road, like the only reason you'd get off if you're actually trying to go here, is to get to Market City, the markets over there, which are only open every Saturday, I believe. But even on the Thornlie-Cockburn line brochure, they advertised Market City as like a reason to come here. You can hear the announcements out here as well. So that's all of that. Arctic bus on the 204 Industrial Special, completely useless. I've seen this one so many times though. It's part of the shift. There's this one service which is done by an Arctic. In fact, I spotted it in the Nicholson Road Station video bus spotting as well. And then up here is the car park, which is actually being used, but obviously the car park is really small compared to other stations like Nicholson Road. How many? I think it's only around 400 bays as well. Just maybe even less. Let me check quickly. Yep, it is 400, just as I said. So now up here you actually get a really good view of the surroundings. This is where I ended my main Thornlie-Cockburn line opening video, because it's so nice. So you can see that, okay, like really barely any cars when compared to like Yanchev and Mandurah line stations. You see how many cars there's there. Cockburn Central, how many people are complaining that they can't get a spot, and then here there's like what, 40 cars. So yeah, hills over there, the whole station in the front, which looks so nice. I love that name written on there. And the waste transfer station is right behind here. Now also over there at the back is Jandakot Airport, which this is now the closest station to Jandakot Airport. Honestly, there's definitely room for another station in between here and Cockburn, with it being such a big gap at the Carroll Avenue bridge. So that would be really beneficial to the people going to Jandakot Airport. I thought that with the opening of this line, there would be much better public transport connections to there, especially for the TAFE students and people learning how to fly, but nope, it's still just the 515 and 516 bus services from Murdoch Station with the same frequencies as before, so it literally didn't help at all, unfortunately. Now, I guess there is provision to put the station there, but I don't know when or if that'll ever even happen. So honestly, if they are going to build a Jandakot station, it would probably be better to put it in the Kwinana Freeway median and have it as a junction station between the Mandurah and Circle line, so you wouldn't have to go to Cockburn anymore. But yeah, so there's the city actually. So cool. You can see it so well, just all the way down there in the distance, towering over, and the industrial area at the back here. So, as I said, overall the surroundings of this station are just so nice, except for the fact there's a dump here, but you can't even see it. It's behind in the valley. Otherwise, it just looks like green space. It's so nice. Look at this, and there's kangaroos and everything. The city, the industrial area, the car park. Oops, shouldn't really be treading across these plants, but that's okay. And that's that. Everything here. We'll just go down to the underpass to show you what that looks like to the other side. And that's kind of it. Okay, so here we are under the bridge which goes into the station. So the PSP curves around all the way down here. And then there's that weird spot where you can get right next to the tracks because there's no fence in that bush. And then you go down here and this takes you straight under the busy Ranford Road and right next to the tracks as well, which is really cool. And then along the PSP, which isn't finished all the way yet, or up the staircase on this side, and then you can walk back over there to the Canning Vale markets right here. But that is quite a way around, and there's also the ramp there. This screen display here is so delayed. Like, it still says 1 minute when it's already this far away. It takes so long to change back. I hope they fix that eventually. There we go. And that track is so straight. It just, you can see the train for so long still.
Perth passengers, your next service from platform 1 departs in 2 minutes. Trainspotting.
And another really cool thing about these stations here, right next to the freight railway, and you get the freight trains to Fremantle and whatever, Kwinana coming through. Here's one. It's a pretty short one actually, really short. Why the hell is this guy dropping off down there at stand 11? Even though it's literally right here, stand 7 at the front. Now people have to walk all the way down. Unbelievable. Wait, actually, how does this work? Does this traffic light apply to the buses or not? I mean, I guess it should, because now these guys are gonna cross in front. That's so confusing. What? There isn't even a line. They need to paint a line here. Because now, at the moment, it's like it doesn't apply. Great test though. 73 not in service. See, there's literally work commuters which came from Murdoch on this bus and getting off at Ranford Road. Like, what the hell? This is such a weird exit for the buses here, looping around like this. In the other direction it's so much more straightforward. like literally. Why is there so many lanes here? 3 lanes to turn right. Like, what the hell? And here there's so many weird things, like, what is this whole pit supposed to become? A lake or what? Drainage site with all these rocks. That's, I mean, that looks so cool. A lake at the train station. And then you've also got that pink path over there behind it, which is a bike-only lane. Like, who is gonna use that? If you're leaving the station, you're just gonna, like, go straight that way. You're not gonna come down here. 3 more buses coming here. Huntingdale terminating 517. Now in this direction, you're never gonna see a bus the other way in service. It's only if it's coming from like that direction, Livingston Marketplace, and it's coming in to start a 204, which is like the only Swan route that terminates here, which I don't really get why that would ever be happening. Maybe NIS running from like Cockburn? Nah, then you're just gonna roll highway. I don't even know. Like, unless some short trip or NIS from Nicholson Road, but yeah, I guess NIS from Nicholson Road, but I think most 204s just come off another 204 anyway, so I don't think there's barely ever gonna be a bus coming in from this side. And they literally put a whole bus lane for it. Like, I mean, I guess that's just to show that it's only buses which can go in here, but still, look. See, it says no entry authorized vehicles accepted, and you got the whole bus lane right there. And then right here is the entrance to the waste transfer station. Ranford Road, Resource Recovery and Waste Transfer Station. 4 hours in a row. I hate this testo when it's not, because it's not bold for the terminus. It just normally says Piara Waters. I don't get why. Ignoring the actual locations, connections and necessity of the station, it still deserves a great 5-star rating. I mean, just look at it here. It's so beautiful out the front with this entrance and all the landscaping around and the really unique bus station and the views. It's such a good station, all the facilities you need. It's just obviously not that useful here where it is, but oh well, better than having a like 12-kilometer gap from Nicholson Road, I guess. Just how it's ended up being. But yeah, thanks for watching and bye.